That's right. I'm here. I'm back. I'm back with more equipment. Yeah, I got a new toy. That's right. I think for now on, I'm just going to say this podcast is brought to you by Blue Snowball. Well, that sounds really weird, but I just got a new microphone. It sounds pretty badass. You guys are going to have to let me know how good it sounds. But let's get started. Alright, Philip Seymour Hoffman apparently has killed himself. Well, didn't necessarily kill himself. He overdosed on heroin after apparently an ongoing battle with drugs. Apparently I was oblivious to it because I had no idea what was going on. I actually found out in the middle of my Chinese dinner that basically he's been dealing with the drug issues for a long time. No idea that this was happening, but apparently they found the needle in his arm with 2 bags of heroin at the scene. Wow. That's pretty powerful to hear. It's going to sound really stupid how I'm going to say it, but I'm kind of happy that he is dead in one hand, and not because he's a person. The last couple of years, we've been dealing with these fucking hoaxes about how this person's dead, this person's dead, this person's dead. And I remember when Paul Walker died, and everyone's like, oh, he's not dead. TMZ reported that he's not dead. Well, guess what? TMZ was right. Never fuck with a lawyer, because Harvey Levin knows what he's talking about. But anyways, Philip Seymour Hoffman, sorry to hear you had to go, buddy. Kind of hurt my feelings because I do like you as an actor, but rest in peace, pal. Now, moving on to the Captain American spot. I just saw the trailer that was premiered at the Super Bowl. Now, as is recording right now, the Super Bowl is happening, and I think the Seahawks are winning, I don't know. I quite honestly couldn't care because my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, couldn't make it this year. I don't want to even get into that. Anyways, from what I see, it looks pretty impressive. There's nothing I see looking at it that turned me off. I mean, when I went and seen the first Captain America movie, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this because, Chris Evans was Human Torch, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so before this movie even comes out, they even said, hey, we want to make a third Captain America. Don't you think it's a little bit too early? We haven't even got through we haven't got through the second fucking movie yet, and we're already thinking about the third? You're not going to make Avengers and Iron Man money on this guy. As much as I like Captain America as of late, I don't think it's smart. Let's see what the numbers are, but you know how Marvel is. They want to fucking pump the shit out of it, and being as which now Disney currently owns it, it's going to be fucking repeated over and over and over and over. Kind of like a Seth MacFarlane sitcom. Affleck, listen, I know you've taken a lot of shit as of late, and I'm not, you know what, for once, this is the only time, and it's going to be recorded so that people can come back, they can quote me on it, throw in my fucking face, I don't really give a shit. For the first time in history, I'm going to say, Affleck, I feel for you, buddy. I mean, you've made a lot of great films, you've directed, you've acted, you've done it all. I feel like that you've taken way too much shit for this Batman movie, and if you want to bow out, buddy, do it. It's not even fair that this movie has already gotten the worst publicity for almost any movie ever created, short of John Carter, that ever came out. Everyone knows this movie's going to be shit, and the only scene that's ever been filmed was a fucking football game. This is kind of horse shit. I understand where you're coming from on this, that you're not sure that you want to come back and maybe be the Batman because it's been pushed back for a year. You got your own fucking projects to do, but I think people need to stop fucking trying to crucify you for every goddamn little fucking thing they can find. There's bigger problems in this world. Wonder Woman casting, just overall. Why don't, listen, why don't you just go back? Not you, Affleck, but DC, just go back and say, hey, listen, why don't we just turn this into a JLA movie? We're already here. We're basically trying to turn this into a JLA movie. So why don't we just do it? Just get it over with. So everyone can just move on and say, okay, I watched a JLA movie. It wasn't like an Avengers movie. It's going to grow some money, but it's not going to be an Avengers movie. So we can say we did and we can move on. Because realistically, this is not a Superman movie. This is a JLA warm-up movie is what this is. And quite honestly, I can speak for almost everyone in this world. We're tired of talking about it. It's not fun anymore. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention, at the San Diego Comic-Con this coming year, they're going to show you the costume. If you want an idea what the costume looks like, the major rumor on the costume is based off the Batman Noel graphic novel that came out a few years ago. And to be perfectly honest with you, I read it for the first time the other day because, my girlfriend spoils me all the time. But pretty badass. Like, I mean, you really saw a different look into it. So I would give that a quick look. And on the same note, while you're at your local comic book store, because I'm going to make a quick plug for my favorite boy, Mr. Deadpool, check out the new Deadpool comic. It's pretty badass. It's called The Night of the Living Deadpool. And currently there's 2 issues out right now. Now, picture The Walking Dead with Deadpool. That's pretty much what it is. And you gotta get over the fact that zombies can talk and they just can't stop themselves from feeding. But pretty much badass. Good little read. You know you're hurting for money when you're like, hey, Sly Cooper, you should get a movie. Like, what the f***? God damn it, Vin Diesel, stop making Riddick movies. This is I'm sure everyone who just heard me start off this line, they are just as annoyed as I am, because there's 2 pieces to the story. I'm going to go through the first part. Apparently, while Vin Diesel was groping Katy Perry, props, he decided to tell everyone that, hey, I'm going to make a 4th Riddick movie. And the rest of the world went, no, why the fuck did you do that? Oh, this is horse shit. I mean, this is horrible. But apparently, when the last movie came out, Riddick 3, or whatever the hell you want to call it, when I watched it, it felt like I was watching Pitch Black, but what do I know? Made $98 million, and he only paid $38 million into that movie. So, sure, he made a profit. Congratulations, because everyone's like, oh my god, a Riddick movie. But it was already too late. The damage was done, and too many people saw it. So, I mean, stop making movies and really change your attire, buddy. Like, I'm gonna keep picking on you to the end of the days, and I feel bad for my buddy Mark, but really, you gotta get past the khakis and the wife beater. Too fast, too furious. Like, this is getting really ridiculous, man. They're on the 7th Fast and the Furious movie. I don't know how this doesn't bother you, because it bothers me. I mean, it scares me. And the best part is they keep circling in more and more talent. Like, I had no fucking idea that Kurt Russell was involved in this. Did you? Probably not. Why? Because you stopped giving a shit after number 4. Like, I mean, the first one was good. The second one, you're like, what the fuck is Paul Walker doing? By the way, no Paul Walker jokes. Make your account suspended on Facebook. Digressing, but then you have the 3rd one, you had no ties to anything. The 4th one, it kind of tied everyone together. The 5th one, you're like, what the fuck? The 6th one, you're going, oh, look, The Rock's acting, his acting is really good. And now you get the 7th one? What the fuck? But now apparently Kurt Russell's in the film. He's a father figure to Vin Diesel's character. And they had to change the ending because Paul Walker got killed in a freak car incident. It's still always going to be ironic to me. But don't you think this franchise should just die off? No pun intended. Like, I mean, do you think they're just dragging this out to see how much fucking money you can get out of it? Because I didn't think there was any money left in this. What do I know? I'm not going to make the bad taste joke. I know a couple of people who listen to this podcast was waiting for the bad taste joke. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. But moving on. Like, Hollywood, listen, I try not to rant too much about stupid shit, but really, you gotta let things go. Let things just be a video game. Like, Assassin's Creed should never be a video, like, should not even be a movie. Like, who thought about, like, hey, there's a fantastic franchise out there called Assassin's Creed. Let's turn this into a movie. Why the fuck do I want to watch this as a movie? There is way too much shit that can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the way how the game is created, sometimes you even kind of fall behind on what's happening in the actual game. So making a movie will not make this even better for us. It's kind of like Inception, just with assassins. No one should make a sequel to Inception. I am sorry, Chris Nolan. I love your work. That was a fucked up movie. I still don't get it. But why the fuck would I want to watch an Assassin's Creed movie? What's next? You're going to tell me there's going to be a Constantine TV show? Ugh. Too real? Oh, God, I can't believe I'm reading this. So when I was just quickly double checking to make sure I've hit every little point, I didn't believe this actually happened. I know there was a huge fucking joke about, oh, you know, we should deport him back to Canada. So apparently Justin Bieber... I'm sorry. It's funny to me only because I don't give a shit about Justin Bieber. I think he's a piece of shit. He's one of those people that Punching him won't make you feel better. You'd have to beat him with a pillowcase full of fucking doorknobs. And even then, that's still being fucking nice. I mean, he's Canadian, and I feel bad for it. I feel like we should revoke his citizenship because he's one of the most... Well, he's not the most. There's been worse, but he's pretty bad. Like, this is what happens when you let your kids become huge stars and they do not install any type of family morals or any type of fucking discipline in his life. Like, I mean, you know he's doing all this shit to get everyone to look at him, right? Lindsay Lohan is a standing agenda for everyone. And what happens when you're young, you become a celebrity, where there's no parental morals, values instilled in the child. But apparently, which I did see floating around on Facebook a lot, is that there's an actual petition to have him deported back to Canada. Challenge accepted. We're going to start a petition to deny his deportation back to Canada because we don't want him. I'm sorry, we don't like trash. And I think it's funny that this petition actually got to the White House. So, United States, challenge accepted. He's yours. Unfortunately, he started changing this way when we went that way. I'm not saying it's the United States' fault, but hey, quite honestly, in my opinion, it is the judicial system's fault because he's a celebrity and he's getting off on everything scot-free. Put him in jail. Put him in Gen Pop. I guarantee you, he'll be a changed man when he gets out. Wow, that Transformer spy was pretty badass. But did we just see Optimus Prime riding Grimlock? Does that make Grimlock king? You know what? I'm not even going to wait John's for this one. Now, on February the 4th, which will be Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday, whatever fucking day that S.H.I.E.L.D. airs, apparently the character Gunn from Angel is now turning into Deathlock, and he will be on this upcoming episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., which will be the 13th episode. I was kind of hoping that when they were off for mid-season break, that they didn't come back, but oh man, like, is this even funny anymore? And in the 15th episode, we have Sif. We knew Sif, who should be Wonder Woman, was going to be showing up eventually, so we're not surprised. But this is what kind of pisses me off, because we keep having these poor fucking episodes on S.H.I.E.L.D. You know what's worse? Actually, I don't know what's worse. I was to compare it to. Remember how awesome The Sopranos was? We watched the first 5, which can turn into like 6 seasons of Sopranos, and then you get to that ending, and then you're like sitting there, and they're all having dinner and everything, and then you see all these people walking in, and it's not coming out and telling you that it's Hitman, but it's providing you the perception that it's like Hitman that's coming to kill them. And then the next thing you know, the screen goes black, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, you're totally confused. This is what the show is slowly turning into. It's turning into one giant